Hello everyone. Let's see. Yeah, hello everyone. This is John Jenkins, and I'm bringing you another video. I had to show you this. This is some cool stuff. So I made my I made my I got problem solved here, and I'm on ProSol number 5, and some cool stuff that I just added in. So here goes, 1,600 words for the chapter size, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna show you the actual. I'm actually 28,028 words into it, and the um uh, uh, total is gonna be 100,000, and I'm going 10,000 words per week. I'm sorry, I messed up. Yeah. So I'm gonna go back here. Actually, I'm gonna go back here, and I've got chapter size 1,600 words. Word count so far is 28,028. Final product is 100,000 per week, 10,000, and 2,000 per day, 2 sessions per day. And what is the interval for tracking progress? This is one big thing. So what is the interval for tracking progress? What this means is that it's an interval percentage. So if you put 5% in, then every 5% that you get through the novel, every 5% that you get through the novel, it will show you the percentage. So I'm gonna put instead of the deal is that I'm not near a 5% milestone on this. I believe I'm at 28%, so I'm not near a 5% milestone. So it won't show me the 5% if I put it in, but it will show me if I put 1% in. And the thing about it is that it doesn't work automatically that way. 1%. If you put 1% in, the actual thing, the actual algorithm, it ignores it because it doesn't understand what to do with it. So I had to make a special exception to allow it to accept 1% as a parameter. And now it's asking me to press enter. So here's everything. I I uh, I have 828 words in this chapter so far, so I'm halfway through the chapter. I 28 words past halfway in the chapter, which is what this says, and I have to write 772 words to complete the chapter. And uh, uh, this is the new uh, uh, parameter. This is the new parameter. So this is the new parameter, which is you are 28% through this book, and like I said, the interval percentage was 1%. So I'm 28,000 into 100,000 novel. That's basically perfectly 28%. Uh, so that's why it says 28% because I'm going by 1%. So every 1% it records the progress. So if I was going by 5%, it would only record after I got to 30,000 words, 35,000 words, or something like that. So you can switch it up depending on what you like. And so of course I'm gonna hit enter here, and it's gonna give me an error, and I know why it's gonna give me the error. So the reason why why it's giving me an error is because I have to pass I have to pass all of these I have to pass all of these variables into the into this. So I have to pass all the variables into uh, this right here because this is a I'm giving away certain things that I shouldn't be giving away, but this is the end of the function. This is the end of the function, and at the end of the function, it calls this function again. It's recursive. It calls itself at the end of the function. So I have to add these variables into there because these are local variables. I tried using global variables, but I got into a little bit of trouble. So I decided to use local variables again, and so basically the I placed the local variables into the original call to the main function, but I did not place the local variables into the recursive recalling of the main function. That's why it did not work. So I'm gonna go back here and I have to show you something different. So what is your chapter size? 1600. And what is the word count so far? This time I'm gonna put 0. And this is what I wanted to do before. My goal is 100,000 words, and I wanna. How many do you write per week on average? How many write in a day? How many writing sessions do you have per day? And what is the interval for tracking progress in percentage? So that's what I have right there. You have not started the book yet. So obviously I'm going to add more to that. I'm going to add more analytics as to maybe some suggestions, like, if you write this number of words per week or this number of words per day, you'll be able to get to this particular milestone. So what I have to do is that I have to make it so that if you put 0 into here, it doesn't ask you these questions. But that's the issue, is that I'm not done with this function yet. So what's going to happen is I'm going to use all of these variables, these parameters that you put in. I'm still going to use these on the you have not started the book yet, but they're going to be used in different ways. So I'm going to come up with some sort of suggestions as to how you can go about writing a book. I'm going to say if you write 30 pages, if you write 3,000 words a day, you can be done in this number of weeks. If you write 2,000 words a day, you can be done this number of weeks. So I still need all this information. So I'm not going to be able to just cancel out after you put in 0 and then just say you have not started the book yet, because I'm obviously not done with that part of the program. But I just want to show you that. And there's another thing. What is the chapter size? What is the word count so far? So I'm going to put 100,000. What is the final product? 100,000. How many words do you write per week on average? 10,000. How many words do you want to write in a day? 2,000. How many writing sessions do you have per day? 2. What is the interval? Okay, this book is done. So this one said you have not started the book because you have not started the book because of the fact that in this one you had 0 for the word count so far, but in this one you have 100,000 as the word count so far. You also have the 100,000 as the final product, in which case it gives you this message that the book is done. See? So So obviously I'm gonna use all this information here, and I'm gonna have the analytics, and I'm gonna have the I'm gonna have the analytics and all this other stuff, and so yeah, that's all I have to say. Uh, yeah, this is amazing stuff. So yeah. So but obviously I have to do certain things. So obviously I have to do certain things for one thing. So here are the the two extra the two extra the two extra functions that I had. Now there's four functions. So uh, the first questions that you get are inside the exchanger, and the exchanger is called right here. So the exchanger is where you get all your initial questions, and then at the end of the exchanger, it passes all of these variables into the analysis function, which is the main function. So, but it also has two other options, which are if you've exceeded the book goal, then it goes to book done, which is right here. If you have not started at all, then it says you have not started this book yet. So I obviously have to add a whole bunch of stuff um, to this to not start and book done to make it more complete. But that's but first things first, uh, I have to take that down and um, let's see. I have to okay. Okay, so all right, so I'm gonna take that and let's see. Okay, so all right. Okay, so because I really don't like it when I really don't like it when all my text is in one giant block and it's not formatted and it's not so. Even though I'm definitely guilty of that. Okay, so 1600. Word count so far is 0, 1000, 2, and percentage 5. Okay, so there it is. You have not started yet. And I might want to, so, okay, so why don't I, okay, so, alright, I'm gonna have one space, and, okay, so, alright, so obviously, more and more stuff is gonna be added here, okay. So I have finished version 5 of ProSol ProSol. Oh yeah, I've finished version 5 of ProSol. So 1600, 100. Yeah. Okay, I'll try 100,000 this time. 100,000. Okay, how many words do I per week? On average, 10,000. 2000, 2, and I'll put 10. The book is done. Okay, the book is done. All right. So obviously, I'm going to add more analytics. It's going to be just as robust as the previous. And I have to show you this. You see, let's see, right here, right about there. So. Right here I have use interval. So for this is where interval A is where you select your interval, and then interval A goes to up here. So use interval. Here's use interval. So I got the use interval, and I learned this technique called a min-max. And so basically, it's probably not necessary because it's probably not necessary because uh, uh, interval A is cast as an integer, so it's automatically not going to be 0. So I probably didn't have to do a max of 0 and the max of 0 and the and interval A because uh, the input is cast as an integer, so it can't be negative. So it can't be negative anyway. So I don't have to have this max comparing it to 0 because it's automatically going to be 0 or greater. So if it's negative, then the sign will simply change to positive. So uh, so that was probably unnecessary. But anyway, use interval comes down here. Use interval comes down here. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, use interval comes down here. So if use interval is 1, if you pick 1%, then the only way to make it work with 1% is to put it right here. To this is a math this is a very useful math equation that I learned in 5th grade. My math teacher, Miss Hubner, she taught us this, and it's like the most useful math equation in the world. So you basically you have two columns. You have two columns, and in each column you have two numbers, and you combine like terms. So if you're trying to turn a measurement into a percent, you have the measurement on one side and the percent on the other side, and then you just divide down and multiply across, and that will give you the last number. It's really complicated. I think I can explain it later, but it's a really easy way to find the percentage of any number, the percentage of any two numbers, compare any two numbers and get the percent. So that's the most like useful math equation you can ever learn in life. It has helped me like with budgeting. It's helped me with like everything. So especially with money issues, stuff like that. So this is the special case for if the interval percentage that you selected is actually 1%. So without this, it will not display the percent if you put in 1%. So so this is the second case. Second case is if uh, 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 basically this is saying that if the if you have evenly achieved the interval that you're claiming. So if you have an interval of 5%, then every time you reach every time you go up by 5%, every time you go up in the word count by 5% of the total, then it will display the actual percent. It won't display 5%. It won't display the interval. It'll display the actual percent. So so here's the same equation here that was up here. So, um, and I'm starting to, yeah. Here's the same interval right here. It's the same equation, but I added some extra parentheses here because I had an error earlier and I was really paranoid. So I added in these extra parentheses right here, but they're not necessary because it's order of operations and so on and so forth. So uh, so so these are the two. I probably should have had an else here as well instead of just an if and an elif because I don't know. It seems kind of risky to have no backup. So if you have no else, then I mean anything can happen, and if you can't accept some sort of discrepancy, if you can't accept an error, then you're going to end up messed up because somebody's gonna thankfully show you where you're wrong, and they're gonna show you that your program is not perfect. So yeah, so the so I added not started. I added book done. So now I have to go back in here and I have to uh, add the metrics. I had to add the analytics for what to show what kind of analytics am I going to show if the book's done. What kind of analytics am I going to show if the book is not started yet? So obviously this is going to be a congratulatory, this is going to be a congratulatory, pop the champagne type situation right here because you just gotten through 100,000 words or 200,000 words. And this one right here is going to be pick yourself up by your bootstraps and stop playing, Super Mario Sunshine 24/7 so that you can actually write this book. And totally different approach, totally different uses of the analytics of the original uh, parameters and uh, 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 attributes. Am I using that word right? Attributes. Yeah, I think it's attributes and parameters. Uh, so yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So that's everything for this. Obviously, it's not everything for this, but I just wanted to show you that like I'm actually really like getting through all of this stuff, and this program started 2 days ago. I was trying to figure out a good way to measure my progress in the novel, and I had obviously OpenOffice can't do this stuff, Microsoft Office can't do this stuff, so it was really tough, and I had to figure out a way to make it work. So yeah, I'm glad I was able to figure that out, and yeah, I'm a real like I mean I really wanna get this program out to as many writers as I can once I get these two functions sorted out. So um, yeah, yeah. So I guess the next maybe I'll do one function at a time. Maybe I'll do both at a time because they could get longer than analysis. They could get longer than this if I'm not careful. So they're small now, but they can balloon at really fast. Yeah. So you definitely want to use an exchanger if you're trying to build something big. So yeah. So yes. Thanks to everybody. I'm at 28,000 words right now. 28,000 words. So I got through today's writing. I got 2,000 words today. Tomorrow's gonna be 1,000. And yeah. So yeah, this is really some tough stuff. So yeah, thanks to everyone. Obviously, to explain the incorrect clock, I don't have home internet, so basically, in order to have an accurate clock, you need to have an internet connection. So yes, this was made today. This is a February 26th of 2020. So this is I'm not I haven't been producing like 50 videos on one day in 2019. This is it's just that the clock on the computer doesn't work correctly because I don't have home internet, and I'm trying to fix that right now because I might be able to get some home internet. But other than that, yeah, other than that, thanks to everyone who watched my previous videos, and this is gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, thanks to everyone, and have a nice day. Goodbye.